Welcome in. Today, I'm going to show you how to buy a Treasury bill. Now, what are the benefits of these? Well, you look at what's going on in the world right now, and there's a lot of volatility in the stock market. And you may say, Mo, I have this pile of cash and I don't know what to do with it. And I don't want it just sitting in a bank, basically earning zero. I don't want to put it in a CD because I don't want to just lock my money up for 12 months to 48, 60 months, whatever the term is on your CD. I want to be somewhat liquid. If I need access to my cash, I want to get to it. But I also want to be making money on that. So I don't just want it to sit in cash. What do I do? Well, that's where I recommend going and buying Treasury bills. So I'm going to pull up here Bloomberg's website. And if you've seen me on the morning show at all, I often pull up the Treasury yields, and you may even hear about this. You may hear about the inverted yield curve. This is something that has been talked about for now over a year, which has really never been the case over time of history. But the inverted yield curve basically is when you have the curve or the Treasury yield of the 2-year that is paying you a higher premium, or when if you give your money to the government, they're giving you more interest back than if you lent it to them for 10 years. So right now, the 2-year is paying nearly 5%, 4.94%. The 10-year is paying 4.18%. That is called the inverted yield curve. So if you're ever listening to the pundits on television and they talk about the yield curve being inverted, that is what they are referring to. And historically, there has always been a recession within 6 to 12 months of the yield curves being inverted. We have not seen that. It's been about 13 months right now. July 6th of 2022 was when the yield curve is inverted, but that's not what I'm here for today. I'm here to show you how to buy one of these Treasury bills, how to lend your money to the government and get some type of quote unquote guaranteed return. Because what is the real risk here? The risk is that the government is going to default on their debt. If the government defaults on their debt, that's where you're going to run into some trouble. If they don't, this is really a risk-free return. So what I personally do is I look at the 3-month Treasuries or 90-day T-bills, you may hear them be called. And I'm going to show you on Charles Schwab how to buy this and how you can get now 5.4% annualized over the 1-year term. So let's go to Schwab's website here. And it's pretty simple. You have a Schwab account set up. I showed you guys how to do that in the beginner series. You can click that right here. You can go and watch that. Now look, trade. Come down to bonds, because that's really what you're doing. You're going to come to this screen where you have to accept some things. Come down to the bottom here, agree. If you don't agree, you can't get through. Scroll down here, consent, and we are in. So now you're going to come down and you're going to see kind of this chain. This chain is going to show you what type of bonds that you can buy right now, if there's any type of coupon note or an interest that you have to pay on top of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll down here a little bit, and I'm going to look and see the different terms up here. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, so on and so forth, up to 30 years plus. And like I said, something that I like to do is I like to buy the 90-day Treasuries. I like to be able, especially in the environment that we're in right now, interest rates are climbing. So every 90 days, I can refresh that at a higher rate. I've been doing this for now over a year, and each 3-month term, each 90-day term, I've gotten a higher rate than before. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to click the 5.45 under the 3-month, and it's going to bring us down to the screen. So we scroll down here and we start looking. So a couple things I need you guys to notice here. There are some where you're going to need a certain amount of money as a minimum. For example, if we come over to this one, 1121, it's paying 5.42%. You can see that there's a minimum on here, and of course, these are in millions. So if we click buy, scroll right down here, and you're going to notice there's a minimum of $1 million that you need to put in, and a maximum available right now of $25 million, and the increase in $1,000 increments. So it's just something that you need to be aware of, where you're saying, oh, I can't execute this, I can't buy less. It's because there are minimums on some. Now, if we come back here and we go to the 1116, we're going to click that. You notice the minimum is $1,000. So the minimum, $1,000 up to $8 million, increasing in $1,000 increments. Okay. So you come in here, you choose whatever denomination you want to buy. And I prefer to put in a market order. And the market order is just going to give me the going rate that's on it. You review your order, you click execute, it's going to be put into your account. You're going to see it instantly. It's going to look like a trade. Now, don't touch that until it expires. That's really what it is. You let the contract go to expiration. Now, let's say that something happens where you go in there and you put in $50,000. You put in $50,000 and you decide to go and buy a house and you need $30,000. You can take this out early. Depending on where the rate is, you may incur some type of penalty or difference that you need to pay. But this is where I like to tell people, make sure you plan ahead. If you are planning ahead to do a large purchase or you need to have money for bills or something like that, don't go and put all of your cash in here. Make sure you're planning ahead. Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you know what's coming in the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, whatever it is. If you're a retiree and this is your nest egg and you just want to put it aside, you can go in, let's see here. You can go in and put this in a 12-month or a 2-year and incur 5%. And you're going to have a 5% rate of return over. And if you really look at the stock market, it's very volatile. That's why it's great for people that are getting closer to retirement age. So this is how you buy a United States Treasury bill on Charles Schwab. I'm very sure it's the same on other platforms. It's very, very simple, guys. And if you ever need help, just call the fixed income department. Call Charles Schwab, call the fixed income department and say, I want to buy Treasury bills. Can you please put me in touch with somebody? And they can execute that trade for you if you do not feel comfortable doing it or you just don't want to do it. Me personally, I have a guy. He's in Naples, Florida. I call him every 90 days. He executes the trades for me. It's over. Very easy. Alrighty, so if you found this video, you may have missed our beginner series where we teach you how to match, if not beat the market. Also, I go through a video step-by-step of how to open a Charles Schwab account. So if you want to match the market, get that historic 9.9% return, or even beat the stock market over a long period of time, click right here. It's a beginner series. Go watch it.